Hello everyone, I am back. It's obviously been a minute since I posted anything to this channel, and that's for good reason, which we'll get to later on. Some of you may have already heard that I quit my 9-to-5 job recently to pursue woodworking and YouTube. So after 16 years in the IT industry, today I leave it for good. And this video is just detailing my experiences so far over the last few weeks. So we picked things up on Monday, the 18th of December, and this was my first day of not having a 9-to-5 job. It's been 16 years, so I am very much used to that. And already I was twitchy about not having to check my emails every 5 minutes. You know, it's funny, it's 3 o'clock on a Monday afternoon, and I'm down at the beach. It is so weird not having a 9-to-5 job that I have to be at all day, every day. I'm still not quite used to this idea of just being able to do what I want during the day. The best part though is I'm here with my kids and currently running away from them. Fast forward to today, the middle of January, and only now am I starting to get past those feelings of, for example, carrying my laptop around with me around the house. I think this is going to take quite a while for me to get over. Anyway, it was the end of December. I had a commission to get through quite a simple project. It was a small box for someone at a medical center to put business cards in. I met this client at the market that I did a couple months ago. She took my card and gave me a call a few weeks later. So hopefully this is the first of a lot of work that's going to come back from that market. I'm at the medical center today where I'm dropping off this box. It feels good to be dropping off the first commission. $45 cash in hand. On to number 2. Get that out to you tomorrow. And send. Righto, first commission out the door. Admittedly, it was a small one, but it still feels very good to get that first one done. With that out of the way, it was the end of the year. Pretty much all industry was wrapping up. But I was in this new role and I really wanted to get into it. I felt compelled to start work. So with that, I was struggling with 2 very new feelings in the work environment. Firstly, constantly feeling like I could be doing more for the business. And secondly, not having a defined pathway or any guidance on where to go next. I'm sure over time everything's going to fall into place and a lot of my decisions will be made for me based on the work that I get. But right now I have all the time that I need to do anything that I want, but it has to be financially viable. It's a lot to take on, but I did have a video idea in mind that I wanted to get started on. Because I want video to be one of the main components of this business, I'm trying to come up with different video ideas, anything that's entertaining really. And someone gave me a really good idea about taking my old content and looking back on it. So that means looking through all of my boxes to find some old hard drives. I eventually found all of the footage and put the video together. You can go over onto my main channel and watch that now. As for this channel, I plan on using this for behind the scenes and deep dive content. Now that I'm actually able to do more work, I'm going to have more content that I'm able to share. Anyway, back to the end of last year, out of the blue, I got a call from the organizer of that market that I was talking about earlier. She was doing a pop-up market event and she wanted to know if I wanted to take part. It was really short notice, but I wanted to get one more cutting board out before the event, considering how well they sold in the last market. Hey everyone, I am at Otto's Market tonight, the Warina Arcade. It's actually my first time coming here. I was invited to come put up a stall for a market this evening and took on the opportunity and hopefully it goes well. And in the end, I didn't actually make any sales and I only spoke to a couple of people. So in that sense, it wasn't a success, but where it did work out is I got talking to the organizer that night and she needed some furniture for her cash register in the shop where she works. It was just a small thing that I knocked up over the next few days and gave it to her free of charge. Going forward, I need to make sure that I'm constantly bringing in some kind of income for the business, but this is one of those examples where I think holding off on it and just nurturing that connection is going to pay off down the line. But talking about income, next week is my official start week. So that's when I'm starting this year. I had wanted to start this week, but unfortunately none of the trade stores are open because it's the first week of the year. Everyone's still on holiday. And yesterday was the first time that I had a bit of a wobble because I now haven't had a full-time job for going on a month. And I suddenly thought, I have bills to pay. And my bank account's just been going down and down and down. And there's no sign of an income coming in, or at least a regular income coming in, because this is something I wanted to touch on. I'm having to change the way I think about money coming in, and I've got to start paying myself a salary. One of the upcoming videos is going to be my first commission. I'm building this big reptile enclosure for someone here in Townsville, and it's quite a big job. And because of that, I asked for a 50% deposit. So the guy was really good. He actually gave me a little bit more than the 50%. He just rounded up and he said, there it is. So now in my business bank account, I have just a little more money than the cost of the materials to build this product. So technically, I can take some of that and I can use that for myself. You see, up till now, any money that's been coming into the business has stayed in the business because I've had my full-time job that's paid for day-to-day life. But now I've got to change that mindset and say, well, that profit, some of that's got to go off to business expenses, some of that's got to go off to personal expenses, some of that's got to go to just me enjoying my life. And I've really got to get my head around this. So yes, I don't have a regular income coming in, but I've got to start looking to my business account and saying, that's where the income is coming from. I should also mention that my wife is starting work this year. So this isn't the only income for the family. And I want to make that clear from the get-go so no one thinks that I'm dramatizing the situation. Right now, I need to make this financially viable, not to live, but so that I can keep doing it. And just like that, it was the following week and I officially started this role as a full-time woodworker / content creator. I put a post out on Instagram and I got a lot of love from everyone. All the comments and messages were just super positive. It was awesome. But that same day, I had my first real blip, if you will, and that's where we'll leave this video. I have so much stuff going through my head right now. Like, this is all I've wanted. This is all I've wanted for the last 16 years. I'm finally here. I'm doing it, but now I've got to do the thing. Now I've got to make it happen. And every time I make a post on socials, I get pumped up. I'm here. This is what I've wanted. I finally made it. And then I put the phone down and then I think, shit, I've actually got to do it now. I've actually got to get into this. And then all the doubts just flood in. All the thoughts of what am I going to do? Is this going to work? It's almost like as soon as the phone goes off, the reality really kicks in. But I think once I make that first cut, I'll get into it and the ball will start rolling. But there is a lot of uncertainty around this.